Before we jump in today's video, I just want to remind everybody that I'm not a financial advisor. So this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as financial, investment, or trading advice. All investments involve risk, and you should do your own research or consult with a licensed financial professional before making any investment decisions. Just remember, past performance is not indicative of future results. Hey everyone, it's Paul here on my channel, Better Call Paul, and I can't believe it's already the fourth Friday of January. There are 5 Fridays in January, so we will get paid one more time this month, which is really exciting. Now, for any of you who have been on Blossom lately, it seems like the conversation has completely changed from growth versus income to how high is silver and gold going to go. So very exciting for those of you who jumped in early. Personally, I did not. I do have a little bit of physical silver that I started buying about 12 years ago, but I did not get into any ETFs, covered call or otherwise, that own silver or gold, unless they're in one of my ETFs that hold a basket, right? Like I think Canny holds gold miner. So I might have a little bit of exposure that way, but I don't directly have exposure. But anyways, I'm really happy for everybody who's jumped on that train early, and hopefully they can ride it to the top and make a lot of money. But anyways, back to our income portfolio. We're just going to take a quick look at how this week was. We're going to see what's been doing well and what hasn't been doing well, and where my portfolio is going. I haven't made any more decisions on what I'm going to sell. I still really want to see Bitcoin recover and give my ETFs an opportunity to recover with Bitcoin, with the whole crypto market, with Ethereum, and with MSTR, of course. So we're going to quickly jump into my first spreadsheet and take a look. All right, guys. So on the top here, you can see my Monday payer is blocks. I still have 100 shares, and these are the last 3 weeks worth of distributions, fairly consistent. 12, 13 cents. This week, 13 cents again. So I was paid $13.80. On Tuesday, I have MSTW. I do regret buying this and not keeping PLTW because it hasn't recovered yet the way I was hoping it would. I did buy another 10 shares. So next week, this will be up to 80. You can see that there was a couple of good weeks at 16 cents and then it dropped down. Now it's paying 13 cents. So I received 970 this week. And of course, these are all US dollars. Wednesdays, my W pay. This one, I will say, has been pretty disappointing. I started buying at $53 a share, and now it's down to 41 or 42. Of course, the distribution dropped as well. This used to be over 50 cents. So here you can see it kind of fluctuates between 37, 38 to 40, down to 30. Now it's up to 33 cents this week. So I got 25.43. Thursday is a big day because I have 4 pairs on Thursday. YBTC is the one that I was buying weekly to build up this portfolio. Had a great payment 4 weeks ago of $1.38, but that was just kind of an end of year. I think the fund managers have to realize their gains, their unrealized gains, and pay them out. Then it dropped to 19 cents. Last week was good at 28. Unfortunately, this week back down to 19.50. So I only got $9.75. Alti, I added up all the dividends it's paid me, and it actually hasn't been too bad. But anyways, we all know what happened to Alti with the reverse split and everything. I used to have, I think, 1,600 shares. The distribution has been pretty consistent, around the 48, 47 cents. Then it jumped up to 51 and now 50 cents, which I think as long as it stays around here should be okay. So I got $80.86 in total. YMAX, I have 1,000 shares. Personally, I've been very disappointed with YMAX. This dividend, I think, is not very good. Should be higher than this. It was good when it was between 15 and 20 cents. But because I have 1,000 shares, I got 82.40. The other thing I noticed about YMAX is that it dipped below $10 a share because of the drop in the market on Tuesday. YMAG, I only have 200 shares left, but this dividend has also been pretty disappointing for the last 4 weeks. From 9 cents down to 5, 6 cents, and then back up to 8 cents. But I'd like to see it between 10 and 15. So I received 17, 14 this week. QDTE, I got 324 shares. This is one of my larger positions. They did have a big payout. They had two big payouts at the end of the year. Then it dropped down to 15 cents, which is fine because this made up for about 10 weeks worth of payments. Then down to 11, then back up to 17. So this week wasn't too bad, 57.44. RDTE, I have 200 shares. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to buy more of these or if I'm just going to funnel my money into HHIS.U. Had a big payment just like QDTE, then dropped down to 17, 14 cents, and now up to 23 cents, which was nice. Paid 46.27 this week. Misty, another one that unfortunately the share price dropped a lot and has not recovered. So the distributions, which used to be $2, $3, $4 a month, are now down to 40 cents, 37 cents weekly. Up a little bit this week to 43 cents. So in total, I received $355.69, which is $487.30 Canadian. So you can see that my average price, ending 2025 was $902. But keep in mind that my average weekly income, it was declining. It reached close to 900 and then it was going down every week, 800, 700, 600. It was just those last 2 weeks where 3 or 4 funds paid massive distributions that really brought up the average. But then in January, when they stopped paying those big distributions, you can see that my average now is 455. Well, the average is 458, but I got 455 the first week, then 431, 487. Keep in mind that for those of you who haven't been following me before, I did sell off Yield Max's Tesla, Coney, and Vidi, and I think one other, which was paying me weekly. So I lost all that income and I put most of that money into monthly pairs. So you can see down here that I've been collecting TDAQ, trying to build up my position to 500. And I finished 2025 with 220 shares. And in the month of January, I've been able to pick up a lot. But because I did sell off some of those other ETFs and been using the money to buy TDAQ. So 50 more and I'll be at 500 shares. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put it on drip. I think basically I'm just going to reinvest the dividend every month and let it grow itself. All right, so here is something new for this year. I added in my monthly pairs, which I could consider my stable funds. And I have 4, which works out perfect, and they pay 4 different weeks. So the first week I get SPY-T. I have 300 shares. The distribution is fairly consistent. And it paid me $73.32, but then I added another 100 shares, so it should pay $93 approximately next month. T-SPY, I stopped buying at 500 shares. The distribution is also very consistent, and it paid me $151.14 this month. TDAQ, I'm at 450 shares now. It's also very consistent at 37 cents. So this is why T-SPY, pays a 14% yield because their distribution is around 30 cents. And TDAQ is a 17% yield because their distribution is around 37 cents, but their share price is pretty much the same. So there's just a little bit more volatility in the NASDAQ than there is in the SPY. So this month I got 131.90, but next month I should get closer to $170. AIPI, I haven't been paid out yet this month. You can see the distribution is fairly consistent as well. I had FEPI, but it was paying about $1, so this pays 20 cents more. So I sold my FEPI, brought this position up to 200 shares, and on the 29th I should get 241 US. So next month, with the new shares that I have, if these distributions are pretty consistent, I should get 655, which is close to 898 Canadian. And I'm looking forward to when this reaches $1,000. So that'll be kind of like the next milestone for this portfolio. All right, everybody, keep in mind that these are just 2 of my portfolios in my RSP. mean, it's just one portfolio, but I've separated it into weekly pairs and monthly pairs just for the purpose of these videos. But I also have, I'm in Canada, I also have a tax-free savings account with a lot of Canadian listed ETFs. A lot of them are a lot more stable and safer than these ones are. And I have other funds in my RSP as well. So I'm not just, chasing ultra high yielders, but I am going to make a video on the different types of ETFs that I'm currently holding. And you can see the difference in how much they're paying me. But nonetheless, that'll be coming out soon. I found it very interesting. As you all know, I sat down with Perry and divided my portfolio into his 3 pillars. And then from there, I'm dividing it into how much they pay. And then I'm going to look at what sectors or indexes they're from. So I'm trying to break it down even more for you guys. All right, guys. So I hope everybody had a great week. Please remember, none of these are financial recommendations. You have to calculate your own risk tolerance. You have to learn and understand how these investments work, what the pros and cons are, right? Nothing's perfect. There's definitely risk whenever you buy equities. All right, guys. So until the next video, bye for now.